Good evening. So, my Time Sports Simple series arrived in the mail. This is the A5 size book with a back cover. Again, this features art my wife drew for me back in the 90s for Flash Football. So it graces the cover. This was the long overdue release of the numbered engine. This engine uses numbers instead of letter grades. So the font looks great. It's a beautiful little book. Very nice. Quite a bit of a write-up here talking a little bit about the history and the book itself, team creation chart, the off-season chart. Remember the difference in the Time Sports Simple series and Time Sports Complete series are universal creation charts for every game, universal off-season charts for every game. But the key, and then of course our pregame matchup chart, which you don't need because it's all math, but I do this just to make sure people understand. And then the matchups. In baseball, it's batting versus defense, offense versus defense. In basketball, boxing is box versus defend. Football, it's offense, defense. Hockey's offense, defense. Racing is driver and track. And soccer is attack versus defense. But every game in the book has its own page. So baseball will have a one paragraph example or one paragraph rules, and the main charts and the secondary charts. And basketball time has a paragraph, and then it has its main scoring charts and its secondary chart. Boxing, main chart, secondary chart. But every sport fits on one page, and because it uses math, it's super easy to play. Football, main scoring charts and the comeback chart. Hockey, main scoring charts, the goalie save chart. Racing, you got the tracks and their ratings. You've got the main lap chart, and then you have the event chart for special events. Soccer, scoring chart and goalie chart. And then I put in a league rated for every game and a sample box score. So baseball's league, sample box score. Of course, you can make your own. The whole point of this is you should be making your own leagues. The 1960 top 25 heavyweight boxers. Again, these are fictional. The 1960 North American Football Association. All the teams are rated, ready to play. So it just gives you a chance to jump right in and play. And then a box score example for boxing. The racing box score example for how racing works. And then a football example, and then there's the quick random team opponent generation. If you don't have, for some reason you don't want to roll up a team, you can just roll 2d6 and it'll tell you the three ratings of whatever team you want to face. So let's say I have a soccer league set up, but I want to do a friendly with a soccer team. I can just roll this chart, and that's the quality of the friendly that comes to town, the friendly team. Give them a quick name. Or boxing opponent, right? I want to just make up a couple of heavyweights, really quick roll the dice, and I could have a couple of challengers for my heavyweight. And then again, a designer's advice and standards of practice, and a little bit about how I play and what you can do, etc., and my letter. It's a letter, and then there's blank pages purposely left blank for you to tweak and write in notes. And then the last page is an example of just a quick little write-up about Johnny Roberts, who perished in the 1962 24 hours at Granfield. So there it is, and it's really nice, very compact. Again, I can slide this in my notebooks. So when I go, and I will be going next week. As a matter of fact, I'll be out of town. I'll take this notebook, slide this in here, make sure this is full of fresh paper, some pencils, and a 6-sided die, and I'm ready to do whatever I want to do. So, but I thought quickly, just for the hell of it, I thought I would do the racing game. I won't do a lot here, but I thought I would go ahead and... So I had already created these teams for the book. I've got all the teams. They're the big country teams and drivers, but they're rated for this version of the game. And then I also rated the raceways. Springfield, Unionville, Bayside, they're all rated. This is That was weird. I heard a very strange sound there. Very weird sound. I've got ghosts. Literally all you need to rate your raceways are their value. But you could write in a write-up here, or records. So most likely on my index cards for my Grand Prix raceways, I will write down records 1949. If BRM scores a big lap, scores a high score, I can note that in 49 Hill of BRM holds the lap record, and then there could be a world record. So you could put records on here. So for the heck of it, I already shuffled these. This is the order of my 1949 Grand Prix shuffled. Springfield's first. These guys can be in any order. These are my teams. So this is the BRM team. They have 2 drivers and their pit crew, right? And then we have Bing's, their 2 drivers and pit crew. All I need are these and then notebook paper. So let's come over here. Let's go ahead and race. Much of Springfield here. Alright, there's my Ray Leonard. There's my gridiron for tomorrow morning. Canton and Allentown set up. There's my last boxing match. Alright, so let's come in here. All I'm going to need to play is 1d6. Again, my goal is for you to only need what almost every household in the world would have: a simple d6, pencil, paper, and a book. So let's flip back here to our racing game. Racing time. We're doing these are the 1960 Argentina, Belgium, Italy, Monaco rated. Anyway, but I'm using my big country league 49. So this is Springfield GP 1949. So very simple, right? You're going to have 3 phases. So this will be Hill and Taggart. And right, so first off, we roll for Hill. So what we do in the racing game is we're going to add Hill to the raceway. So Hill for this race is going to be +2. Taggart is 1 and 0 is +1. Right? Okay, and our pit crew is value as well. So the pit crew, though, is only used when we have a event. Alright, so here we go. This will be the first group. And again, we have the difference in this version versus other versions is we have 3 phases. The 3 phases are start, middle, and finish, right? So imagine the first third of the race, start, the middle laps, or the middle portion of the race, and then the final third of the race. So if this was a 69 race, right, 69 lap race divided by 3, it would be 23, 23, 23. So it'd be first 23 laps, right, 23, 23, and 23. And then we have the final placing, right? So that's it. So here we go. The first group, Hill. Hill on the starting laps is going to add, they're going to be looking at the 2 column. 2 and 2 is 3, so he's going to score 3. Taggart is looking at the 1 column, 6. He's going to score 0. And this, of course, you want the lowest points. So Taggart, at the start in the first 23 laps, is absolutely kicking arse. Right? Okay, so BRM, done. Then we got Rose and Briggs. Rose is 2 plus 0, so +2 for Rose, and 0 and 0 is +0. That's not good. So Briggs, and by the way, this +1 should not have fared as well, but he just had a perfect execution. All right, so Rose is +2, and Rose on 4 is going to get 2, so Rose is ahead of Hill, but behind Taggart. And Briggs is 5 on the 0 chart is 1. Wow, so the 2 worst drivers of these 2 teams are absolutely kicking butt on the start laps. Andrews and O'Leary race for WRT, the World Racing Team. Andrews is +2, O'Leary is +0. And again, you would add it to the speedway. The speedway is technical, so 0. This is a slow speedway. So 0 would be slow, 1 would be an average speedway, 2 would be a fast speedway. Andrews, oh wow, an event. This could be ugly for Andrews. His pit is 0, the worst you could have on the event charts. 1, crash. So Andrews is done. Holy cow, crash. Let's roll to see what happens to Andrews. Hold your breath, folks. Killed. Oh no, Andrews is killed. Killed in the first third of the race. I'm going to make a roll. First third of the race. If I roll a 1 or a 2, race officials are going to stop the race because we're only in the first 23 laps. If he's, there's a chance the race officials might say, no, we're pulling this over. Even in normally in 1949, it used to be, hey, keep racing. Dang. If I roll a 1 or a 2, the race officials will suspend the race. No, they're going to keep racing. Keep going. Here goes O'Leary. O'Leary, 2. Oh no, 4. Bad lap. Andrews, one of the best drivers in our league, +2. For those who remember him in my European, if you go pull up my European, I think it was my European Grand Prix that I did on the channel, the entire Grand Prix season. I think he won it all. He is now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to redo this whole card, as we'll have to get a new driver. So Andrews was killed in a crash. DNF. That is sad. Okay, Jet is a +1. It's a great name for a race car driver. +1. And Michael, the second man, is a +2. Here we go. Jet, 5. That's going to be a good score. 5 is 1. So Jet out in front. Michael, looking at the 2 chart, rolls a 3. He's 2. Okay, nobody else has passed away here. That's USAR, United States Auto Racing. Intmar Motors. Intmar is the name of the corporate. Oops, I don't want to write down. I want to write down King, not Intmar. Whoops. King. And he's 0. Not good. King is slow. Klein is average. +1. So think of 0 as slow or poor in the pit crew. 1 is average. 2 is really good. And in the speedway, 0 is a technical, slow track, dangerous, lot of curves, or really long laps, like 9-mile laps, 15-mile laps. 1 would be an average spaceway. 2 would be fast, like an oval, right, where you get into an oval. All right, here we go. King, Intmar's King is going to score 0. Holy cow. Despite a +0 rating, he is as fast as Taggart. And Klein, 3 on 1. He's going to score 3. So pretty slow for Intmar's Klein. We got Rector. Rector, I think Rector is... I did it again. I got to stop reading the name of the... Smith and Devon. Smith is +2 and Devon is +0. The lower rated drivers have actually done well on the technical track. 2, Smith is going to score 3. And Devon is a 0, scores 0. Man, but again, technical tracks, slower drivers do fare better on technical tracks because they're slower tracks, right? They don't have to... there's no advantage to being really fast on technical tracks. It's about being, in front of other drivers. All right, Gamut. This is Berger. He's the only driver for the Gamut team, +1. Or I should say the 1 chart. 6, he's fast. Gamut has 1 driver. But folks, he is on his game. Kingman has 1 driver. Grant of Kingman, lone driver. He's a +0. 1, an event. And their pit crew is a 1 column. 5, 3, so they get him in and out of the pit, but boy, he scores 3 points. Remember, you want low in this version of the game. Moam has Peters and Stevens. Peters is +1. Stevens is +2. Peters, 5, is going to have a brilliant run of 1. And Stevens is going to score 0. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers fighting for the #1 spot. And then finally is Ebsol Jones, Ebsol Oil, and Bennett. Jones is a +0 and a +2. So Jones, 5. Look at this. He's going to score 1. Man, we got a lot of ties. And 6 is 0. Holy cow. What a brilliant first 23 laps. Despite Andrews being killed in a crash in the first 23, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers knotted up. You do not break ties now. You only break ties when we're placing them at the end of the race. So that just means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers all bumper to bumper. It's a pack of cars, maybe changing leaders, wrestling for position, but we do not resolve any ties until the very end of the race. And we only resolve ties to put them in order. That's it. So you don't have to worry about rolling for anything else. So we're back to the top. I'm just going to play them in order. I don't care what their score is. Hill with a +2. Let's see what Hill scores. Hill scores 2. Ooh. Yeah, 2. So he's at 5, folks. Not great for Hill. Taggart is in the front pack of 6 leaders. However, he's a 1 driver. He's going to score 3. Oh, all of a sudden, in the middle of the race, Taggart is going to drop back. Rose, 3 for Rose is 2. Briggs, 3. Briggs is 3. Wow, so Briggs has also dropped back. So we're starting to see, as we get into the second third of the race, we're starting to see him slow down a bit. Andrews, again, I don't even need to flip these now except for pit crew, so I'll need him for pit crew if it comes up. Andrews was unfortunately killed, and the race officials went on with it, and O'Leary's driving, and he scored a 4. So you can imagine when they pulled up to clear the track of the wreck, and his pit crew chief told him Andrews has been in a wreck, that it's affected O'Leary, and he scored the worst possible lap he could have. So O'Leary's clearly affected by the news that Andrews has been in a wreck. He may not know he's passed away, but he knows he's out of the race. But he's going to come out inspired. He's going to go 1. Holy cow. So O'Leary on fire in the second third of the race. Jet. An event for Jet. Jet's looking at 0, and 4 on 0 is 4, so he just has a horrible pit. An event occurs, car catches fire, tire blows out, needs to pull in for fuel, some reason he comes into the pits. His pit crew is slow. It costs him during this period. Oh, Michaels. And we got to roll for Michael. Michael is going to score 3. So that USAR not doing too hot right now. All right, King, 0. He is among the leaders. Let's see if he can keep that pace up. 3. Nope, he's going to drop 3 because he's not a very good driver. And Klein, 3. Klein is going to be 2. So Klein, though, still behind King for Itmar. And now Smith. I might be able to finish this whole race here. 6 for Smith on +2. Yeah, he's a 0. Brilliant second, third of the race. Smith is flying. Ooh, and Devin may win this. A 0 driver has only amassed 1 point. And remember, you don't want to score. You want to be low, right? So that's amazing. 0 drivers are using the worst chart, but the rolls are keeping them honest. Holy cow, Devin might win. Berger, the lone driver for Gamut, 4 on 1. He's going to score 2, so he's doing pretty good. He may win this race. Grant, let's see here. Grant for Kingman, 2. He's going to get 3. So Grant not having a good day. Moams, Peters, 5. scores 1. Wow, Peters is having a great day. And 5, Stevens still among the leaders for Moam. And finally, Epsol Oil, Jones. Damn, 1. Some of these drivers are doing really well on the 0 track. 3 for the 2 is 2. Nice. So that wraps up the second third. We do not resolve ties. We keep racing, right? If there's an event, we go to the event chart. Final third of the race, Hill of BRM not faring really well today. He's got 5 points. He needs to score 0 here. 4. He's going to score 2, so not great for him. That's going to be 5, 6, 7. So he's going to finish with 7 points. Taggart, 5. Son of a gun. Taggart had a brilliant day. He's going to finish with 4. So he technically is, you could see this as 45% faster than Hill today. Wow. Okay. But no wrecks, no crashes for them. Bings, 2 for a +2 driver, 2 for a +2, 4, not good. He's going to score 8. So Rose is going to drop out. And Briggs, 4 on 0. He's going to score 3. That's 6, 7. So they turned out to be pretty slow, did Bings. The WR team, Andrews unfortunately dead. O'Leary, 3 on 0 is 3. O'Leary, 7, 8. Horrible day for him. Horrible day for the team. The WR teams had a tragedy, and Andrews, one of the top drivers in the world, is killed in the early going. And O'Leary and the team is somber, and he'll go on like a trooper that he is, but he did not have his heart in this race. Although in the middle, he was fast in the middle. USA Jet, 4. Jet's going to score 2. He's going to score 7. Michael, 3. He's going to score 3. That's 8. Man, some slow numbers here. We got a lot of guys tied. So the tiebreakers are just that, tiebreakers, right? There's no way to crash in a tie. Has to happen on the table. King, Itmar's King, 4. He's going to score 3. He's going to get 6. Not bad for him today. Klein is going to score 4. Bad day for Klein. 7, 8, 9. The slowest so far. Rector Smith, 5. He's going to score 2. He had a 5. Taggart of BRM is leading still. But wow, close behind. And Devin, as long as Devin doesn't completely mess this up, he should win this race. 4, he's going to have 3. Not great. But he'll finish with 4. He is tied with Taggart for the win. So they're going to have a photo finish. Berger, 2 on 1. Berger's going to score 3. He's at 5. So a good race for Berger. Grant, 1. Uh-oh, we got an event. Pit crew of 1. 4. He's going to score 4. Horrible pit crew. So he had to pit in the final third of the race. Probably had to get fuel and tires, right? At least fuel. He's going to score 7, 8, 9, 10. By far, Grant had the worst day. And he is by far the worst driver. Grant is a 0 rated driver, so he's one of the worst. Peters is going to get 5. Hot damn. He has a great day. 3. He is now your leader, folks, with 3 points. Stevens. Oh, Stevens scores 0. Stevens scored a 1. Okay, that's going to be lap records. He had a 0-1-0, so he would share the record probably in the starting laps with someone. In the middle laps, Smith would have the fastest laps today. But in the final lap, right now, he's the only one to score a 0. That's going to be a lap record for him in there somewhere, right? Peters. Stevens scored 0. So Stevens is going to win this. The Moam Stevens. Epsol Oil, 3 for Jones is going to be 3. He's going to score 5. And Bennett is going to score 2, 4. And folks, we are done. The first race ever, my Time Sports Series Grand Prix at Springfield is in the bag. Let's go ahead and break some ties now. Okay, so number 1, we got first place Stevens. He's going to be the winner first. Then we have a 3 who's second. His teammate is second. So Moam absolutely dominated here at Springfield. Springfield, by the way, would not be a small technical track. It would be a big track. Springfield's a lot of property. Probably 10, 12-mile lap, right? 1 lap, 12 miles kind of thing. Okay, then we got some 4s. We got to break ties on 4s. So we come to the top. Taggart rolls a 2. So we put 4-2. And then 4-6. Not good. Devin, who started so well, is going to end up being 4-6. So we got first, second, third. And now we got to break the tie between Devin. 5. Not good. He goes 3 points out. So 3, this would be 3/10 of a second, or it would be thousandths of a second. And 6, wow, so he's going to be 4th. And Bennett is going to be 5th. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 done. Okay, now we go to our 5s. We got a 5 here. Smith, 5-6. Berger, 5-2. And 5-6. So again, we got another tie, 5-6s. So this guy is 6th. Smith scores a 1. Jones scores a 6. So this guy will be 7th. Jones will be 8th. Not bad. That was 5. So let's go to 6. We have one guy with 6. Yep, we sure do. So he's going to be 9th. And then we got 7. 6. 3, 2, and that's it. So we're going to have 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th place, and now we go to our 8s. 5, 1. Ooh, good for O'Leary. He's at least going to beat out Rose. He's going to beat out Michaels. Okay, so that's going to be 12th, 13th. So O'Leary, who had lost a teammate today, ended up 13th. 14th for Michaels. Rose will finish 15th. And now we have 9. There's only one number 9. He will be 16th. And number 10 is 17th. And now we have our finals. So coming in on the podium, number 1, Stevens. Peters, his teammate, number 2. And Taggart, number 3 for BRM. Number 4, Devin, who started incredibly strong and just had a poor final third of the race. 5th is Bennett. 6th is Berger. 7th is Smith. 8th is Jones. 9th is King. 10th is Jet. 11th is Briggs. 12 is Hill. 13th is O'Leary. And again, his teammate, D and F. And then we have finally 14th is Michael, who's, again, these guys are all, there's some really good drivers here that did poorly today. And then 15th is Rose, who's also a +2 driver. These +2 drivers, look how the +2 drivers fared. Hill, 12th. Rose, 15th. Andrews killed himself in a crash. Michael, 14th. Smith, 7th. Stevens, 1st. Okay, so we did have a 2 win the race. And then we had a 2 take 5th. But my God, a lot of the top drivers had a rough day at Springfield today. 8, 12, 26. And there it is, folks. That is the Time Sports Simple Series racing time. Everything in this book uses numbers, so you don't have to worry about cross-referencing A versus B equals C. It's just 2 + 1 equals 3, and we use the 3 chart for a team. If it's football versus offense, defense, whatever. Racers versus track. So next week, it's a fast track. Unionville Speedway is an oval, one of the fastest tracks in the Grand Prix. So guys like Hill will be +4. So Hill will be using the fastest chart next week. So this is where Hill could shine, because Hill had a rough day, 12th. He won't be happy about that. Hill, by the way, for those who don't know, Hill has been he was my 1947 playtest champ. I played an entire Grand Prix when I playtested it. He was the champ. He was my 48 champ. And the first race of the 49 season, Hill finishes 12th, so he won't be happy. Andrews was one of the best racers from 47-48, and unfortunately he's killed in the first 23 laps of the first race of the 1949 season. So like my test play, Johnny Roberts, for my 1961 Grand Prix, he won the 61 USGP. Now I just did the play tests. Every race was just a season, just a play test. And he ended up winning the 61 GP, but then he died at Le Mans in 62, and they now call that race after him. So I immortalized Johnny Roberts in this book, who was my playtest drivers. These are my big country teams from my Big Country Time Sports. I just re-rated them for this version. Because I will be taking this with me when I'm out of town later. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. Bye-bye.